Welcome to Assessment Types by the Assessmentators. We as educators must be quick to use a variety of assessment options to optimize the differentiated curriculum we are employing in our well-crafted classes, from the daily tasks and activities, lesson plans, unit and course planning, to higher levels of curriculum design. Since we know that our students are intricate learning machines, we cannot always rely on the basic standalone pen and paper assessments. Oh no! We must add variety and differentiate our assessments to better assess that our students' knowledge is aligned with our course, unit, and chapter objectives. To do this, we have presented a review of variety of assessment types to explain the many ways we may provide assessments of our students to foster intrinsic motivation, self-reflection and appraisal, full engagement in and out of the classroom, as well as development of communication skills. In this presentation, we will summarize the main takeaways and ideas from the following assessment types: selection items, performance assessments, portfolios, personal communication, and constructed response. Selection items are these items such as multiple choice, true, false, matching, and interpretive exercises. These are perhaps those that we as students as well as teachers are the most familiar with, as they are the tools that we use to measure instructional effectiveness. Using them without alignment with the KUDs is never a good idea. However, if we carefully choose these from our assessment toolbox, we may enhance our students' learning. Some of the takeaways are: you can begin with multiple choice items and then move to more open-ended question types. Also, question types can be modified to distinguish between fact and opinion and cause and effect relationships. In addition to these takeaways, we may be reminded that these assessments are efficient in that a teacher can assess large amounts of material in a unit relatively quickly. Next on our list is performance assessment. In addition to selection items, performance assessment takeaways are: they are good for to-do learning targets. Performance assessment should be meaningful to students and provide real-world application and context. We should carefully consider how we will manage the 5 properties of a task. We should be reminded that planning is key to performance assessments, as the educator must consider time needed to do the task, how the task is structured, group or individual, or whether or not the task is product or process focused. Performance modality, that is, how the work will be presented, or whether or not there are multiple ways of presenting it. Students must also be made aware in advance of the scoring rubric and also be encouraged to research how they will be assessed. Next on our list is portfolio assessment. Portfolios have been around for years in academia and education in general. This assessment type began in the arts when students created products over the course of a period, semester, or program, etc. With the evolution of technology, portfolio creation and assessment have garnered much fame in the academic and education realms, as it has many wonderful benefits. Some of the immediate takeaways from portfolio assessment is that it makes learning visible, promotes self-reflection, and varies in types of portfolios, from a working portfolio in which low stakes and high stakes activities are grouped together, along with student reflection, peer feedback, and ongoing development during the year. It is believed that self-evaluation is nurtured more readily in connection with ongoing reviews of products not intended to impress external viewers. On the other hand, a showcase portfolio is one that highlights student learning and supports appraisal and demonstrates a student's individual approach to the work. Nowadays, many educators are in favor of digital portfolios and websites, as it is a useful and easy place to store a collection of work, so progress can be seen easier over time. With portfolio assessment, it's important that teachers be trained in order for portfolio assessment to work well. For example, if several teachers are implementing portfolios, it is a marvelous idea to establish a teacher learning community to share insight and work collaboratively. Personal communication. This assessment type may come as a surprise to many educators that have favored the more traditional approaches over the years. You may ask yourself, does personal communication fall into an assessment type category? Yes, it does, and here's how and why it is important. This type of assessment gives teachers a chance to follow up with questions in areas that may seem puzzling to students. By doing so, it gives teachers the opportunity to have a deeper look into their students' reasoning. Furthermore, class discussions give teachers the ability to see what students' achievements are and how they feel about a specific question that's asked. 4 key factors to have in positive personal communication assessment achievement is knowledge and understanding, reasoning proficiency, performance level, and being able to create products. One way that this can be done is through journals and logs, a great way for students to share important views or experiences about themselves. This assessment can also align within the framework of a portfolio, as students can keep the journal in their portfolio. Next on our list is constructed response. Constructed response items are good for assessing facts. They are easy to construct and can be objectively scored. It can also be used to assess understanding and reasoning. Short answer questions are fairly objective, and when constructed carefully, they have a single answer. It also forces students to use complex thinking, reasoning, and to understand how to integrate, interpret, evaluate, and explain their arguments. There are more time-consuming to grade and correct, though. As with any type, there are pros and cons. As educators, it is essential that we align every element of our classes together, from summative to formative to ongoing assessments. When curriculum and instruction align with KUD objectives, the educator has a vast toolbox to pull from, thus ensuring that learning is happening. While hard to quantify, teachers who have used assessments that align with learning outcomes and goals just know that students are learning and growing in ways that not only teaches the particular lessons, but also teaches them how to be lifelong learners. Thank you for listening to our project. We are the Assessmentators.